Hello everyone, welcome back. Oh, today is February 10th, 2021, and this is Flosstube 39. I almost said January. I'm still not quite used to it being February yet. I will say we finally have February weather though. It snowed every day except one since I recorded last Wednesday. So my snow day project has gotten quite a bit of handling this week. Let's see. Yeah, it's snowing again today, so I'll work on that again tonight. At this rate, I will be done with it by the end of the month for sure. So let's see what's happening. What's going on? Nothing much. My kids are still hybrid at school. My husband just took them to swim. I swear, if they were any younger, I would say they needed a nap because it's been an interesting afternoon. You can probably hear my dog walking around. I'm sorry. I have my clearance sweatshirt that I got from Kohl's. I think it was Kohl's. I don't know. But I was freezing when I got home. It was so cold in my office today. So anyway, not a whole lot happening. Just, you know, watching the Flosstube, working on the stuff. I did get my craft space cleaned up quite a bit more. And if you are new here, this is a channel about stitching. So cross stitch, mostly. Some knitting, some quilting. I don't have any quilting today, but I can show you what I did this weekend. Here's a couple of photos of the fabric I cut to get caught up on the Socialites quilt along. I got some blocks to make. Blocks 12 through 18. 19 comes out on Friday. So I got some work to do. I got all of the fabric cut, but I haven't sewn any of it yet. I wanted to get it all cut last weekend, and then either Friday during the day or Saturday, I'm going to work on getting those sewn up. Block 18, I've watched all the tutorials on Fat Quarter Shop for each of the blocks, even though it's just following directions. You just take it step by step. It's like cross stitch. It's one X at a time. So, but block 18 is kind of a little bit complicated. It's expert level or super experienced or whatever they want to call it. But I don't know. I might start out with that one just to get it out of the way, but we'll see. So we're what, halfway through? Because there's 36 blocks. So we're halfway. So block 19 will be this Friday. And then I have some quilting stuff, quilting plans to talk about at the end. But I'll leave that for the end. I won't, if you guys aren't into the quilting, I won't discuss it now. As far as knitting whips, I have 2. And then I don't have anything else knitting. So I've been working on my husband's hat. And I actually started this on the plane on the way to Florida to see my granny back the day after Christmas. But I hadn't really touched it until the other day. And I had taken it to work with me. So I'm using Felicie worsted, and this one's called Beyond the Wall. So this is a self-striping worsted weight yarn, and the hat, the pattern name is called Bankhead Hat, and I've made many of these. One year I made all of my sister's children hats plus my own. So it's a really easy hat pattern. So you start down at the bottom, do a bunch of ribbing, and it's a twisted rib, not a traditional rib. And then it's basically just knit, purl, and then the next row, all knit. So this one's for my husband. He will have a stripy hat soon. I think I have 2 more inches to go before I start the decreases. So that one's his. And then I do have the yarn. I think I showed this before. This one is for Owen. This one is Lost Lakes. And then this one is for Evan because he's my little creeper fan, and that's Aquarium. So These are really good, like travel or you need something small to work on type project, especially because when you see my sweater, that's not one you can just like pick up and take with you to, you know, work on wherever. Got the bag. So there's a lot. It looks like there's a lot going on, but there's not. I get the front here. Bag out of the way. I finished the body. Hooray! I mean, look at all that yarn hanging off. So there's the body of my sweater. Yay! And I actually stopped it at probably about 14 inches and then started the ribbing. And I think I have a little over 2 inches, maybe like 2.5 inches of ribbing. So I tried it on because I didn't want it to be too long because I'm short. So got that, and I actually used that darker skein for the ribbing. I started it up in here because I was probably right about here when you guys saw it last week. So I finished this, did the ribbing, and then I started on the sleeves. So this is the sleeve I started on, and I worked down until I hit the first decrease. And then I went over to this sleeve and started working on it until I hit the first decrease. And I've actually done the first decrease, and then I'll work until I hit the next decrease and go back over to this one. And the only reason I'm doing that is because I still want to alternate skeins so I don't end up with pooling, which is where the colors, like the way hand-dyed yarn is, if you, sometimes when you knit a certain number of stitches, that color will hit again at the exact same number. So then you'll have like blotches of the same color, and I don't want that, which is why I used 3 skeins alternating on the body. So you can see, like if I hadn't, there would be like pink, blotches of pink that would like run like this down it. So I don't want that to happen to the sleeves. So I'm alternating skeins, and since I have 2 small partials and then one, this is the almost full one that I have left. The 2 small partials I want to get used up now, and then I'll just split this in half, and then I will finish one sleeve and then finish the other sleeve. But I want to get these 2 partial skeins out of the way first, and then I'll use that one. So all I have left is sleeves. I'm super excited. I can't wait to wear it. I tried it on and I was so happy that it fit. It's one of those where, oops, I've made sweaters before and they never fit that well because I knit what size I told myself I was instead of what size I really was. So with this sweater, I went by my exact measurements. There's a lot of different measurements in making a sweater, and I went by my measurements and my sweater fits. Funny how that works, right? So that's all I have. I have nothing else knitting, so that's it for the knitting. Everything else will be cross stitch, but I'm very happy with how far I've gotten on my sweater. So let's see. Since it's been snowing, let me go ahead and show you let it snow. So that's what it's gonna look like when it's finished. And then here's where I was last time. And I almost picked this up when I got home today. And I thought, no, I'll just wait. I'll show it first. And there's where I am now. So the only thing new at the bottom is that bird. And then the only thing left to do at the top is the center of these flowers, and there's a few little yellow stars left to put right here. And then the top is done. I love it. This is on a 28 count, I think, hold on. Yeah, 28 count Lugana. There's no color name with this. This was from Bee Stitch Me. And I'm using almost all the called for DMC. There's 2 or 3 colors that I didn't have. Hold on one second and I'll check. because someone had asked me in a comment. But there are 2 or 3 colors that I did not have, so I switched those. So 321, the red right here, I am using 349 because I didn't have 321. And then 435 is one of the branch colors, because there's actually 2 different colors right there. I think it's the lighter one right here. It's 435. I'm using 434. And then for her skin, it was supposed to be 948. I'm using 951. So, I mean, that was the only place that color showed up. So I wasn't really worried about having a ton of it or anything. But then I'll have... So I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. On the pattern, it says 1839 in the box. So I don't know. I need your guys' opinion. Would you do the 1839 like it's charted, or would you put 2021? Because if so, then I need to chart that. But it's like right here. And then, you know, I have the rest of the like little snowflake motifs, and then there's another heart, and I think there's another pair of scissors, and of course the little bird. Wee little bird. So this one is definitely coming along. So I will finish up the flower centers tonight, and then probably the yellow. I know we're supposed to get snow again this weekend too, so. No snow like we wanted, and then all of a sudden it's just here with a vengeance. Quite a bit of it too. We've gotten quite a bit of snow. I love it though. My kids went outside and played in it. The dogs, every time they go outside, it's like a new playground for them. Okay, so I worked on Sew by Row from Fat Quarter Shop. I'm way behind. This is a stitch along with Fat Quarter Shop, and I have the first row done. This week starts the row of irons. I'm so behind. So you saw last time I had 1 pin cushion. So there's where I was last time. And that's where I am now. I got 4 more pin cushions done. That's it. And I'm using the Weeks Dye Works pack. So all of my little guys. You know what I just realized? My ring light's not on. I hope the colors turn up okay. Maybe they'll turn up really good and then I just won't use it anymore. I'll just use it as a stand for my phone. But yeah, so I need to... This is on a 28 count Lugana. Just plain white. But I need to get cracking. I was actually going to work on it today, and then I got sidetracked by the sleeves of my sweater, so I didn't touch it. I did get a smidge more done on a Waffle Lot from Hands On Design. This chart was an exclusive in the Black Needle Society box, the Date With Your Stitching box from January, and I am doing this on a 28 count white Monaco, and here's where it was before. You guys are probably going to laugh because here's where it is now. So I got some more border done. Yep. Got some more border done. That's it. And there's the needle minder that came in that box. It's so cute. I'm sorry I haven't done my nails. I need to do them for Valentine's Day or something. But, yeah. So, this one was just sitting by my chair, and it was almost the end of the Super Bowl, and I'm like, you know what? I think I'll work on this one for a little bit. Because I was working on Magic Study during the Super Bowl. So, next, I finally started Celebrate Christmas by Madame Chantilly. So here is what the chart looks like when it's complete. And this was on my Whip Go board as a new start. So I finally started it. Now, I'm sorry, it is in my Q-Snap because I was working on it the other day. But my goal for Whip Go is just the top tier. And there's where I'm at. There's like, this is not working. There we go. There's my little bird. And you can see that there's variegation. This chart does call for all DMC. So I made some changes. So what I'm doing, oh, I just realized I never put this chart back in. That's okay. I'll take care of it in a minute. So for Celebrate Christmas, I changed some colors. So I'm trying to see. Okay, so there's only one red in the chart, and I am using Classic Colorworks Cupid. So that makes that flower really nice and variegated. And then the same with the bird's breast right there. So then there's a brown in it that calls for 420. I'm using Classic Colorworks Almost Auburn. 469 is the lighter green in the chart, and I'm using Classic Colorworks Jolly Holly. Then the gray, there's a gray that shows up in here. It calls for 645. I'm going to use Weeks Dye Works Dolphin. 646, I'm going to use Color in Cotton Old Moss. And then 815 is the red, and that's Cupid. 822, I'm not sure. I don't have that in the top part that I'm in right now, so I haven't looked to see if I'm going to convert that. But 936 is the darker green, and so it's darker than this, and I'm using Classic Colorworks Mistletoe. So, and then the white is white. I'm not changing that. I think, yeah, the bird's wing and legs is 3371, and that's staying. And then his little beak and his eye. So this is a 32 count vintage Stormy Night. I love stitching this. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, oh, here's 822. So yeah, I don't think I'm changing that. But here are the other, these are the colors that I did change. They look like the deer is in this color. And then there's one of the grays, and here's the other gray. So this one is for the actual tray itself. And then this one is for, there's a little sign that's on it, and this is the background for that. And then here are the two greens. So we have Mistletoe and Jolly Holly. And then here's Cupid. Cupid looks really bright right here. I mean, it's bright, but... So I just, you know, I have these hand-dyed flosses, and I thought I would just start converting some charts that it would be simple for me to convert, because I'm not as good with color as some people are, and they can like convert everything to different colors. But I know that there's some things that I can do, and I really hope that this next chart turns out good, because I converted all of it to hand-dyed floss instead of. So, all right, this is the Christmas sampler from Cuore e Batticuore. I am using this for the Alpha My Bet challenge in Semi-Sane Stitchers. I'm using a 32 count lamb's wool Jobelin. Here's where I was before, and I told you guys that C had released and I really needed to get it done. Because D gets released this Friday. So here is where I am now. And hopefully, well, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter if you can see through it, but all right. So you saw where I was last time. So that part was all done. I got the C done, the little hearts, and then I started getting, this is the capital alphabet. This is the main alphabet. We have a capital alphabet, and then over here on this side, there's a lowercase alphabet. So what I did so far is that A on the chart is red, as is the O, and then the XYZ. I'm going to do the C and the K in red and the XYZ. So right there, that's the big alphabet. And then the little one, there's a whole bunch of letters that are red and then the XYZ. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this yet. But I figured my initials, I'd put the C and the K in red on this side. But yeah, this, I had mentioned before that I've converted it all from DMC to hand dyed. The only color I kept the same is B5200. But there's all my colors. And I do have, there's a couple of these that I have multiple skeins of. Well, I have 2 of certain colors because they're obviously used quite a bit, especially some of the reds. So, yeah, sorry for the wrinkles, but pretty excited. I got pretty far on this the other night. The only thing is, you know, I wasn't going to mention this, and I figure I should because mistakes happen. I did all of this, and I counted, so I can't even tell you how many times I counted to make sure I had it in the right spot. I'm a half a stitch off this way. So I decided, because I had counted and I still wasn't sure, so I decided to put these hearts in, and then this, I don't know what that is. It looks like the Eiffel Tower, kind of. And then I would count from here down to here. So then I did all of this. And I looked again. For starters, this right here was shifted over a half a stitch. Not the top part, but when I did these little red ones right here, because I did the red first, I shifted it over a half a stitch, which made this off half a stitch. So I fixed this, and then I went and I did these right here, and I'm basing my counting off of these and not this. So it's not something I'll forget, you know, when I end up over here. I will not forget that this is a half a stitch off, but I still don't want to count from it because I'm afraid I'll mess it up even worse. So what I'm going to do is I'll do this, and then to work my way over to the other one, what I will probably do is I'll do this third one, because I have these 2. I'll do this third one, and then this little white like loop-de-loop thing here. And then I'll work some of this to get across to over here. Yeah. So, and I mean, they're letting people join in still. So I don't feel bad for not having that lowercase alphabet caught up to C, because there are some people that are joining in now. I thought you had to start. Like, you could only do A the first 2 weeks of January. But, I don't know. I'm just going with the flow. Okay. So, the only 2 whips I have left are Mini Citrine. It's the one I work on every day, at least 50 stitches a day. So, here's where it was last time. And there's not... You won't see a ton of difference because I've been doing fairly minimal stitches, but I've been working right in here and right in here. I was getting a little sick of the lighter colors, so I just decided to work on some darker ones on the border. So that's where she's at right now. And I still need to work on that one today, too. And then, if you watched last week, you'll remember Magic Study. So this is what it's going to look like. I did this as a New Year, New Start with Janet Jabber. She just hit 1%, guys. She sent me a picture in Instagram today, and she said, I had to tell you that I hit 1%. I'm so freaking excited for her and jealous because I want to be at 1%. So if you'll remember, I had started during quarantine while I had COVID on New Year's Day. Bad idea. because when I pulled it out of the Q-snap to put it on the scroll rod, I had started right here. I didn't have enough room over here. So I spent 2 days pulling out 456 1/1 full cross stitches off of 28 count Easy Grid Lugana. Got them all pulled out, and then I didn't touch it until Sunday. So Super Bowl started, I started stitching on this. Just color 32, that's the only color that I used, but I got 549 stitches in. So I have net 93 stitches. But it started. So I really, you know, I grabbed a length of floss and I just worked my way down in that first row. And I was like, you know, I kind of feel like I keep going. And then it got thicker in here and I thought, oh, awesome. So I went down to where it started to thin out a little bit. And then I started back up here and I started working down again. And then I had some little ends that, you know. So 549 during the Super Bowl. See, it's pretty good. I made this needle minder. It says Wonderland. There we go. It was just a, like bracelet charm, and I just put a magnet on it. So, Magic Study. I actually want to stitch on this tonight. I will do the little bit for Let It Snow since it's snowing, and then do my 100 days, and then I want to work on this the rest of the night because Janet's at 1%. I want to be at 1% too. That's it for whips. That's all I got. I have the tiniest bit of stash acquisition, and I am super excited about this. I know that there is a stitch along going on with this one. I don't know what the hashtags are. I know it's Georgia Girl Stitching, and I'm not sure who else. I cannot for the life of me remember, but it's Madame Chantilly. Celebrate Winter. Now, I'm definitely going to get a slightly darker fabric than the called for. I feel like the white would show up on something just a wee bit darker. So I've been looking through my stash, and I don't really see anything that like jumps out at me. So I'm going to do some looking to find something just a smidge darker than this. But I may do the same thing with this and change. Well, I don't know. Maybe just the grays and the fox. I will probably use the Victorian motto that Janet sent me in Vermont Autumn. I'll probably use that for the fox. And I may even pull a hand-dyed for her dress. So, we'll see. I haven't done a whole lot of looking at it yet because I just got it today. So, I'm not starting that yet. I'm sure I'll have like a wild hair and I'll want to start, but I also got some more Color and Cotton from Fat Quarter Shop. Don't really have a whole lot of blues. So I did pewter, which is, it's like a blue-gray, basically. More gray than blue. Alexandrite, look at the variegation in this. What? This is Nile. And apparently I need to check my order because it looks like I got another Alexandrite. That's funny. I either ordered 2 or they sent me 2 on accident, so I need to check and see. And I got, I'm just going to pull one out. They're in different colors, but these are quilt tags. They say handmade on one side, and then the other side has hearts on it. So there are 4 different colors in this pack. And this may be one of those things that on hats I make for myself, I may put them, you know, put it on there. We'll see. But for sure, I'm going to use them on the quilts that I'm doing for my kids. Because I don't really want to, I don't know, I don't really have a a good quilt label for theirs. And they're going to be very well loved. So I figured these would be perfect to just put on their quilts. Now, you guys have seen my cross-stitch ones of these. These are from Fat Quarter Shop. It's cross-stitch journal, and then it has a place for you to write everything down. Well, they also have a quilt one. And I figured the only way I'm going to get my fabric stash down is to have it all written down. So the quilt one looks just the same. There's a couple of differences, like made for, you know, fabric collection, but I have some plans already. So as far as stitching goes, plan wise, and that's all my stash. I don't have any more. I don't have anything else. I did get the replacement bar to go with this. But otherwise, nothing else has come in the mail. So, plans are to work on Let It Snow, Magic Study, my 100 days on mini Citrine. I need to get linen and threads back out. That is a whip go for February, and I really want to get that done by the end of the month. So, that one will probably pop out. It'll be easier once my sweater's done. I have a hair tickling my forehead. Once my sweater's done, because then I'll use that as my break project at work. So I also kit this up. I've had this for a while. I won this quite some time. This was probably like the first thing I ever won in a Flosstube video. So this I've all kitted up with the August 2020 Fabric of the Month from Color and Cotton. And then 3 colors of Color and Cotton floss. So there's Palomino, Carmine, and the other one is hidden from me. Bombay. There we go. There. So I figured I'd use those 3 colors. And I'm doing it on a 32 count. Now this was done on a 10 count originally, and then it's got the measurements for 10 count Aida, 14 count Aida, and 25 count Lugana. On 25 count Lugana, they want it done over 2. I don't want mine that big, so I'm going to do mine over 2 on 32 count. So I don't know if I have the buttons, because I have Lori Holt's button pack, so I don't know if I'll be putting buttons in the middle of these, or maybe if I'll just leave them without the buttons and just do the middle stitch, or maybe the middle 4 stitches in the color of the button on the chart. So we'll see. I may start this. I kind of thought about starting this one on Valentine's Day because of the colors. Really, it's technically not a Valentine's chart, but I like the colors of the original, which is why I chose to do that. Plus it's got hearts on it. So we'll see, but I would like to start that. Okay, so that's all I have as far as plans for cross stitch. I wanted to run through what I've figured out for my stash so far for quilting. So if that's not something you want to see, feel free to head on to the next Flosstube video. I will say though, before you go, I got this in the mail this week. And this is a Fat Quarter bundle of the collection called Cider. And this is from, it's Moda. Who is Cider by? I forgot. Hold on. I'm going to open it. I don't like to store it in the plastic anyway, so. Oh, by Basic Gray. Okay. So this is Cider. I mean, it's gorgeous. Look at these colors. Look at this. They're gorgeous. And because there are so many fat quarters in here, I could easily make something, say, out of this mustardy and dark mustardy color with the navy. Or, I mean, there's just so many options. So many things to do with it. So I have no idea what I'm going to use this one for yet. No clue. However, I did get some ideas for some of the other stuff that I have. This pattern is from Thimble Blossoms, and it's called Early Bird. And this is, the designer of this pattern is Camille Ross-Kelly. Thimble Blossoms is her company. But the fabric lines are Bonnie and Camille. So Thimble Blossoms is where you find the patterns, and the fabrics that they use are Bonnie and Camille. However, I am planning on using my Folktale that I just got. So this is Folktale. It is amazing. And this one is Lella Boutique. Yeah, this one is Lella Boutique. So I have backing, binding, background for this. That's my plan. And I could make it this size, which is 77 by 77, or I can add a whole nother row, which will increase the size to fit our bed. And our walls are like a lighter version of this color. So I'm not for sure. And I do have a coordinating salad too, just in case I needed it. So I'm not sure yet whether I'm going to make it just a regular like lap, throw the size on the pattern, or if I'm going to try and go bigger for our bed. My only hesitation is our black dog sleeps on our bed. Well, dogs don't bathe every day. She gets dirty and she sheds. Do I really want my quilt to go through all that? I don't know. So the next one, this is from a Quilting Life. Sherry McConnell is the designer behind this. And her fabric line, it's her and her daughter. So it's Sherry and Chelsea that make their fabric line. And she has a blog. It's called A Quilting Life. The fabric that she used for this was the Happy Days. But what I want to use is Shine On by Bonnie and Camille. So I have my paper hexies to make. These are all English paper pieced, and then they're appliqued onto the white. So I got the pre-cut hexies for it. I like English paper piecing. So that's for that one. I don't know why I tied this one back up, but this is another Thimble Blossoms pattern by Camille Ross-Kelly. I mean, really, the Swoon 16. It's so pretty. So I've had this fabric 2014, 2015 probably. I cannot remember, well, hold on, I might be able to tell you. I can't remember the collection, but if there is a selvage edge on this. Ah, there is. Well, it's Riley Blake. Simply Sweet by Lori Whitlock, I think. So the fabric collection is Simply Sweet. And I love it. It's so bright and cheery, and it's just, I mean, I'm super excited. So I know I don't have enough fabric in here for backing, but I can easily, you know, figure something out for that. So I'm going to use Swoon 16 for that one. This was from the Cupid box from Fat Quarter Shop. The bundle I had showed you guys. I got the coordinating fabrics and my backing fabric for this one. And then this one, another Thimble. You notice a trend? I really like Thimble Blossoms patterns. So this one is layer cake friendly. This one's Daybreak. So a layer cake is a 10 by 10 pre-cut. All these squares are 10 by 10. So this is Dover. It's the Dover collection for Moda. And this one is from Brenda Riddle Designs. So these are, it's super soft. Very soft teals, creams, very light pale green, and gray. So that's what I'm going to use for this one. And this one ends up 71 by 71. I do have the background fabric and backing fabric. So I hadn't decided what I was going to do for binding on this one yet. But I probably need to hop on that and order some binding fabric. I think I'm going to do this, the green. Like, I don't know that print specifically, but I kind of like that for the binding. And the last one, last but not least, this is from April Rosenthal, and it's Prairie Grass Patterns. And this one's called Starburst. And this is also a layer cake friendly one. And this finishes at 41 by 41. So this is the perfect size for just a lap quilt. But I'm going to use the Golden Aster collection. This is Riley Blake, and it's from Gabrielle Neal. Here is a look at all the fabrics that are inside. Super fun. Super fun. I believe I got this on a D-stash. I think. But yeah, so you can see I have a lot of different fabric options. This isn't even what, this probably isn't even like 1% of what I've got. Maybe it's 1%, I don't know. But, yeah, I have a lot to do. So I definitely need to finish my kids' quilts first. That's first on the list, and then I can start working on these. But I wanted to get things set out so I can start putting them into this quilting journal. So when I buy something, I can write it down and I know what it's for. I'm not just getting fabric going, what was I going to use that for? Because I really want to get those older collections that I love made into something. So yeah, of course, the newer collections, I want to play with them right now, but I have other stuff also. So I think that's it for today, guys. If you stuck around through all that quilting stuff, thank you. I hope to have something to show next week. I hope I get those blocks done. Keep my fingers crossed that I can get those done. So that's it. That's all I have for you guys. I hope everyone has a great week. A great weekend. We are supposed to get more snow, so we'll see. Today I think it made it up into the 20s, maybe, which is much better than it was a couple days ago. But I'm going to get this edited and get it up and get to stitching. My husband is planning on bringing dinner home, and they don't even get done with swim for 5 more minutes. So I should have a good, like, half an hour of quiet stitching time. Yay! All right, guys, I will see you next week. Bye!